and I arranged with the manager of the Holborn restaurant to provide a strictly vegetarian meal, but he asked the manager of the restaurant, "You should provide us all strictly vegetarian meal. Provided only vegetarian meal, no non-vegetarian." The vegetarians hailed the new experiment with delight. All the friends, vegetarian friends of Gandhi, they were delighted. This is a new experiment. They never go to non-vegetarian restaurants in the past. But now, this new experiment, they were delighted. They and all the friends were heartfully accepted Gandhiji's new thought. All dinners are meant for enjoyment. So, dinners, why should we take dinner? The parties are only meant for enjoyment. Yes? But here, the West has developed the thing into an art. In the Western countries, in the European countries, they maybe took it as an art. They maybe take it as an art. This is an art. Provide a dinner and maintain the dinner. So, and the little dinner party that I gave was also not. They are celebrated with a great eclat. So, the great memorable thing. These dinners are never unforgettable. Never forget. That's why here is the great elect music and speeches. Dinners are not only for enjoyment. In the dinner, you may speak something, you may sing something, listen music, so everything. But the dinner must be memorable. The dinner party must be memorable. So this dinner party that I gave was also not unaccompanied by some such display speeches. Therefore, there had to be. So once again, there is a problem here. Also, in the dinner, there is a part. The part one is speech. So Gandhiji may not speak, right? I had with great care thought out one which would consist of a very few sentences, but I could not proceed beyond the first sentence. So once again, Gandhiji wanted, so strictly he had a strong feel, definitely I wanted to speak something, at least one or two sentences, right? But he may not proceed his first sentence. Here also Gandhi read something and in his pocket, it was there in pocket, but was opened the paper and he wanted to try to speak something, but he may not speak the even first sentence. I had read of Edinson that he began his maiden speech in the House of Commons, repeating "I conceive" 3 times, and when he could proceed no further, a wake stood up and said, "The gentleman conceived thrice, but brought forth nothing." So Gandhi started his speech like that: "I conceive, I conceive, I conceive." 3 times he stopped his speech at "I conceive." So that Mr. Hogan, he said that the gentleman conceived thrice. They conceived thrice, 3 times, but brought forth nothing. Means he may not give some nothing, only conceive. I had thought of making a humorous speech talking this anecdote of the text. I therefore began with it and stuck there. My memory entirely failed me, and in attempting a humorous speech, I made myself ridiculous. "I thank you, gentlemen, for having kindly responded to my invitation," I said abruptly and sat down. Taking all the courage, Gandhiji finally in the dinner in a speech only one sentence, which is, "I thank you, gentlemen, for having kindly responded my invitation." He said abruptly, non-stop, and he sat down. So he was giving some thankfulness to the attendants of the friends for his invitation. So this is the last chance of Gandhi. It was only in South Africa that I got over this shyness, though I never completely overcame it. It was impossible for me to speak improper to you. So it was only in South Africa that I got over this shyness. In South Africa, a little bit of overcomeness from this shyness. I hesitated whenever I had to face strange audiences and avoided making a speech whenever I could. The audience were strange, then he may not speak because some hesitation is there. Audience are well known to him, he may speak very well. Even today, I do not think I could or would even be inclined to keep a meeting of friends engaged in idle talk. Sometimes, and even today, I may not speak properly in my friends' arranging parties. I must say that beyond occasionally exposing me to laughter, my constitutional shyness has been no disadvantage whatever. But you must remember one thing: my my traditional shyness may not be disadvantage. Disadvantage. No disadvantage whatever. It may not be disadvantage to me. It is also an advantage to my life, to my career. In fact, I can see that on the contrary, it has been all to my advantage. My hesitancy in speech, which was once an annoyance, is now a pleasure. Once upon a time, I hesitated to speak something, it was an annoyance. But now it's a pleasure. Its greatest benefit has been that it has taught me the economy of words. So this hesitancy of speech something in a public meetings, what he learned from this kind of speeches, economy of words, using economy of words, low words, and giving more information. Using low words, giving more information through these simple words. I have naturally formed the habit of restraining my thoughts. So this was an habit of using very few words and giving more information. This is an art, and I can now give myself the certificate that the thoughtless would hardly ever escape my tongue or pen. So that's why. So never escape a particular important word in a speech of using these simple or very few words. I do not recollect ever having had to regret anything in my speech or writing. So I never feel ashamed. I never felt that, oh, in the time I may using this word, in the time I may using this sentence, I may forgotten. Never in my lifetime. I have thus been spared many a mishap and waste of time. Never waste of time. Never Gandhiji felt waste of time. Experience has taught me that silence is a part of the spiritual discipline of Vatari of truth. Experience, through experience. So you got so much discipline, spiritual discipline. And Vatari of truth, he was Vatari, Savagadu. For what? Truth. Always speak truth. Not unless to exaggerate, to suppress or modify the truth, willingly or unwittingly, is a natural weakness of man, and silence is necessary in order to surmount it. Sometimes silence is a better option for every human being. It may create wonderful things. Silence. But what kind is it? It may be wittingly or unwittingly. A man of few words will rarely be thoughtless in his speech. He will measure every word. We find so many people impatient to talk. Many people impatient to talk, and many people impatient to listen. Just like you. You must carefully understand what the thoughts of Gandhi is. So you must follow, you must observe, you must listen carefully. There is no chairman of a meeting who not pestered with notes for permission to speak, and whenever the permission is given, the speaker generally exceeds the time limit, asks for more time, and keeps on talking without permission. So this is also a very important point. When we give seminars at your class, definitely the chairman who will give some time to you, he will give you 10 minutes of time. Definitely your seminar should be ended within the stipulated time of 10 minutes. You may not ask the chairman, sir, please extend my time few more minutes. It's not right. It's not correct. Definitely, strictly you follow the time management. All this talking can hardly be said to be any benefit to the world. So much talk cannot benefit of the world. It is so much waste of time. It's a matter of waste of time. My shyness has been in reality, my shyness. My reservedness is in reality. My shield and buckler, it has followed me to grow. It has helped me in my discernment of truth. So these type of experiences in my life, so I was strongly strongly stands on the truth. Gandhiji always Satchameva Jayate, always speak only truth. Right? This is completion of your work. This is your first lesson. I complete the lesson. Then next, I will give the notes to the next lesson very soon. Then we may start our next lesson. Thank you.